Hello, good morning, dear students. Welcome to KLS Gokte PU College of Commerce and Science. Myself, Professor S.B. Bendigiri, Department of Economics, taking online classes for PUC second year commerce students. Dear students, it is my second video lecture in connection with non-competitive market topic, which I have started in the last class. In the first video lecture, we have discussed about the meaning and satisfying conditions or else features of perfect competition, which is the most important example to understand non-competitive markets. In the second video lecture, today let us have a discussion on the simple monopoly in commodity market. To understand this particular topic, we have to have a look on the meaning and features of monopoly. Monopoly, it is the market structure where there is a single seller and large number of buyers where there is no close substitute. Here, a single monopolist can sell his own same product to different customers. While selling it, he may charge different prices. For the same product, he may charge different prices to different customers. That is a situation of monopoly. He does so because that is the only product in the market which has no close substitute. Because of that, he may fix any price for his own product in the market. Now coming to the features of monopoly, which is a most important question in the examination for 4 marks or else sometimes in 6 marks question. Now coming to the first feature of monopoly, that is a single seller and large number of buyers. Especially what I said in the beginning, in the conditions of monopoly, always there is a single seller but large number of buyers are there in the market. Especially in monopoly, you know why there is a single seller? Because there is no possibility of competition. Competition does not exist in the monopoly market structure. Because of that, only single seller is acting like anything and he may fix any price for his own product and he may exploit number of different customers by fixing higher price or else by creating scarcity in the market of his own product. So because of that, there is a single seller and large number of buyers. Coming to second one, there is no close substitute. Especially in case of monopoly market structure, there must be a single product. There must be a unique product which has no close substitute. If there are number of different substitutes for a particular product, that is not called as monopoly. If it is monopoly, it is an important example for non-competitive markets because he doesn't have any competition by other sellers in the market. So because of that, to understand simple monopoly in commodity market or else to understand non-competitive markets, we have to have focus on the features of monopoly. So if there is no close substitute, it is a live example for non-competitive market. Coming to third one, monopoly seller is a price maker. As we studied in the perfect competition market, in that all sellers and buyers are price takers. But in case of monopoly seller is a price maker, but customers in the monopoly are price takers. Customers never bargain to purchase the product in monopoly because there is a single product in the market. If there is a single product in the market, customers never go for bargaining because day by day, by every moment of time, there is a possibility of increase in the price of monopoly product in the market. So because of that, he is a price maker. Price maker means he can fix any price for his own product. But all customers must adopt that price. They never go out from the market without purchasing that particular product because that is a only single product in the market. Say for example, matchbox or else for example gas cylinder. These products are available in the market, but more or less these products doesn't have any substitutes in the market as soon as possible. Because of that, customers have to purchase that particular product at whatever price in the market if it is a monopoly product. Coming to the fourth one, that is profit oriented. Monopoly seller is always profit oriented. He is a profit hunter, what we call it as. He always looks at his own profit. He never reinvests his profit. By exploiting the available natural resources and the laborers, he may earn maximum profit either in the short run or else in the long run. Whether it is a long run time period or a short run time period, it makes no difference to monopoly seller to earn maximum profit. He earns maximum profit at whatever marginal cost condition. If the marginal cost is increasing or else decreasing or else remains constant, it makes no difference to the monopoly seller. He always expect maximum profit in that particular market condition. Coming to the fifth feature of monopoly, that is complete control or else influence over the market. Monopoly seller always having control over market. It means what? He is grabbing the entire market for his own product. In that market, no other sellers are not entering and no other sellers are exiting. He is the only seller in that particular market to sell that particular product in the market for different customers. So because of that, he is having complete control whether he may start selling the product or else in the next minute, for example, he may stop selling that particular product. But customers has to adopt that particular atmosphere to purchase that particular product in the market. Coming to the next one, that is monopoly seller always sells less output at higher price. When the monopoly seller selling less output at higher price, that is called as monopoly market atmosphere, which is, as I said in the beginning, important example for non-competitive market. Why he sells less? To earn maximum profit, he always creates scarcity in the market. He hold maximum amount of stocks with him and supply only less amount of quantity to the market to create scarcity. When he creates scarcity, customers are ready to pay any price for that particular product. So because of that, he is trying to minimize the supply and trying to increase the price of the commodity. Coming to the next one, that is competition is not exist. As I said, if it is a competitive market, it is not applicable for non-competitive market atmosphere. The main purpose of the monopoly seller is bringing scarcity in the economy because there is no rival competition, there is no neck-to-neck competition by other sellers in the market. If such is the atmosphere, if such is the condition, there is no question of competition. If there is no question of competition, automatically he can act like anything in the market. Coming to the next one, that is the last feature of monopoly. That is, there is no single or unique price, different price to different customers for the same product. As I said in the beginning, there is no single price as in perfect competition. It is a unique price which is fixed by monopoly seller in the market. Unique in the sense, he fixes different price for different customers. For every customer, it's a unique price. For the same product, he fixes different prices to earn maximum profit. Dear students, you go to market, look at the apple seller. Apple seller is segregating his apple into different three categories: superior apple, medium apple, and inferior apple. He picks higher price for superior apple. He picks medium price for medium level apple. He picks low price for inferior apple. Like that, he segregate single apple into different categories. When the customer is coming to market by car, he never shows the medium apple and inferior apple. He shows only superior apple to that particular customer. So, the monopoly seller easily understanding the psychology of the customers. When the customer coming to the market by two-wheeler, immediately he never shows that superior product and inferior product. He shows medium apple to that particular customer. If the customers coming to market by walk or else by bicycle, he never shows the superior apple and medium apple to that particular customer. He shows the inferior apple. So based on the psychology of the customers, he picks different prices for different customers for the same apple, same product, what I said. So this is all about the features of monopoly market. Now coming to the next aspect of the monopoly, that is requirements of monopoly. What monopoly requires? Monopoly itself, it is not possible. It requires certain important aspects. What are those? Monopoly market structure requires that there must be single seller. When the monopoly is possible and successful, where there is a single seller or else producer, and no other commodity works as a substitute over a period of time. If there is a single product in the market, if that particular product doesn't have any substitutes in the market over a period of time, in that situation monopoly is possible. If there are different substitutes available, if there are different sellers in the market, that is not called as monopoly, and that is not applicable for non-competitive market atmosphere. So these minimum requirements must be there for the success of monopoly in the market. But independently, monopoly itself, it is not success without these basic requirements. Okay. Now coming to the next aspect of the monopoly, that is satisfying conditions of simple monopoly. For simple monopoly, what conditions are required? Look at that point. The first satisfying condition of simple monopoly is when all other markets must remain perfectly competitive. Try to understand, dear students. When all other markets are perfectly competitive, then there is a possibility of success of single monopoly or simple monopoly. If all markets are called as monopoly, if all markets are looking like monopoly, this simple monopoly is not possible. That is not called as monopoly market atmosphere. When all other market conditions are perfectly competitive, simple monopoly in a different way, in a different place is possible. Now coming to the next one, that is all the customers must be price takers. I said in the beginning in the features. When the monopoly seller is price maker, customers must be price takers in the monopoly market. But in case of perfect competition, when sellers are price takers, customers also price takers. In perfect competition, there is no possibility of bargaining by both sellers and buyers. But in monopoly market structure, there is no possibility of bargaining by different customers. Customers never go for bargaining in monopoly. But monopoly seller can fix any price for his own product. So what I mean to say is, in monopoly market structure, seller is price maker, but buyers are price takers. This is the idea behind to understand the simple monopoly atmosphere. Now coming to the third satisfying condition of a simple monopoly, that is the markets of the inputs used in the production must be perfectly competitive. It means what? Markets of the inputs, in the sense the inputs required to produce a particular product must be perfectly competitive in the market. If you are going to start any kind of business, you need to have certain amount of raw materials, for example, industrial equipments, buildings, constructions, roads, transportation, everything you want. When you are going to start the business, these requirements, these inputs must be perfectly competitive. Then only there is a possibility of simple monopoly according to this particular topic. Now coming to the next part of the simple monopoly, that is competitive structure versus competitive behavior. We have to understand these two concepts very interestingly. We have to understand very carefully. Competitive structure versus competitive behavior. You have to understand these two concepts differently, independently. First, we shall understand what is competitive structure, then what is competitive behavior. Competitive structure, in the sense, my dear students, when two different firms are competing each other to achieve higher level of sales or else a greater share of market, that condition is called as competitive structure. What I said, when two different firms are competing each other to achieve higher level of sales or else greater share of market. Take the example of Pepsi and Coke. Pepsi and Coke are two different cold drinks companies. These two companies are always competing amongst themselves in case of price, in case of quality, in case of additional features. When they are competing each other neck to neck, that situation is called as competitive structure. Here, always we can say competition. Without competition, there is no possibility of sales promotion by any cold drinks company. But both are standard companies, branded companies, but they have to compete with each other when it comes to sales maximization. That is called as competitive structure. Now coming to the competitive behavior. Competitive behavior, on the other hand, defined as it is a process where there is no competition among different firms or else different producers. That is called as competitive behavior. They have their behavior, but they never compete with one another in the market. Take the example of agriculture farmers. When they are selling agriculture food grains, they are selling the same product in the market, sitting at the same places, but they never go for competing. Take the example of jowar, take the example of paddy, wheat. When the farmers are selling these food grains in the market, they never go for competition. That is called as competitive behavior. Because of that, here one thing you have to understand, they may ask in the examination for one single sentence question, objective or else a 1 mark question. Competitive structure and competitive behavior are inversely related to each other. It means what? There is a inverse relationship, there is a opposite relationship between competitive structure and competitive behavior. In competitive structure, we see a lot of competition amongst different producers. But in competitive behavior, we never see competition. They are selling different types of food grains. Farmers are selling different types of food grains, but they never go for competition. This is the idea behind the competitive structure and competitive behavior. You have to understand this particular aspect. So with this, let us stop the today's discussion. Remaining part of the same topic, that is non-competitive market, we shall discuss in the next video lecture. Till then, take care. Thank you very much.